Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of McDonald County 411. I'm your host, Tara Rubeck, and I'm here on site today at Bear Hollow Ranch with Rowdy Mott. Hey Rowdy, thanks
Hi.
for being with us.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Your place is gorgeous. We have been driving around the last hour or so and getting to see all the beautiful spots that this ranch showcases. Tell me a little bit about the beginning of this project and just what drew your passion to start this beautiful place.
Absolutely. So we're here at the Rockford Grange campus of the ranch. So this is kind of our showcase property where we do events and we host most of our people or visitors on this location. So it's over here on the Big Sugar Creek, and
Yes.
so it has a little bit of everything.
So
The best
beautiful.
of McDonald County. So we like to put this as our foot forward.
So you guys have so many visions for where this is going to go in the future. One of your big passions I know is cycling, and the gun range is your kind of immediate goals for your vision here. So just pick one of those and kind of start with, what decided to draw what drew your attention to that, to the cycling or to the gun range, and just about your kind of like adventure getting into that. We'll start it there. It's kind of like
Okay.
tell us the story.
So Rockford Grange has been doing events here in the county for almost a decade now. So we have been a wedding and event venue for a number of years.
Very cool.
We started dabbling in hosting.
Place for a wedding, like primo place.
I appreciate that. So we started kind of hosting and dabbling in the event industry through my connection with 37 North, a business out of Bentonville.
Very good.
Does like adventure tours and that kind of stuff. Anyway, they started hosting some events with us, some bike related events, and we saw some traction there and some potential. Then also what's going on in the county that all of us are aware of, the biking and the elevation of that and the increase that we're all noticing, where we've taken notice of that as well. And so our clubs that we plan to launch here at Rockford Grange are based on that, but also based on just outdoor recreation and in general. So not just only biking. What we're looking to do, we'll have 3 tiers. So it will be a rod and gun club as your top tier of your membership. Then you will have like a adventure type club for your mid tier. This will include amenities like access to creek, access to rental services like kayaks, paddle boards, e-bikes, access to fishing on the privately stocked lakes, access to private areas to fish along Big Sugar.
Yeah.
So it's more of trying to figure out more ways to utilize the property and
For outdoor enthusiasts. And it sounds like really you guys have done well on just mainly capitalizing on already existing passions here in the Ozarks, which is cycling, of course. And then, of course, just, gun ranging is always popular in this area, but we don't have a lot of it right here. And so, but you're right, our neighbors just right there to the south of us, it's such a big growing pastime, and it's really kind of taken the nation by storm. I know biking in general, there's been a big push to get kiddos out to bike. I know McDonald County is doing a lot of free bike initiatives with different organizations coming in and donating either new or gently used bikes to the kiddos. And I appreciate that so much. But I think it's wonderful, what you guys are trying to do. And so I want to talk a little bit more about the gun club side of it, because that's super interesting. And there really is nothing like that around here right now. But yet I think it will go over so well. So I think it's a great idea. Tell me a little bit more about that.
So the Rod and Gun Club, Rockford Grange and Bear Hollow Ranch actually exist on around 5,500 acres here in McDonald County. So the Rod and Gun Club aspect of it will touch on a number of these properties. We will offer things such as essentially the club will be like a golf club. So if you imagine like a Pinnacle Golf Club or one of these type of platforms, imagine that, but for gun range and fishing and outdoor activities. So like to give an example, if you were to go to a golf club, you would have a membership portal. So we will have like a membership application portal that will give you access to go on there. You can reserve your sites. So imagine like if you're talking about the Rod and Gun Club, if you're comparing it to a golf course, imagine like you have holes. So you have 18 holes. So imagine you have holes for fishing. So you can reserve your fishing hole site, or you can reserve, if you're a member of the Outdoor Adventure Club, then you can reserve your private family beach site so that your family can have access to creek and safe and in controlled environment. So that's more of what the whole project is looking to do, is kind of give family access. So with that, so say you're a Rod and Gun Club member, you could come out, your family could stay on the club portion, like here at the clubhouse where we are, while you're out fishing at the creek or at the gun range. So then it can become more of a family event, not just like leaving the family type of a thing.
Is there eventually going to be a spa for Mott?
Well,
or a masseuse?
we'll see where things grow.
So what are we going to put for Mott? Just that's a great idea, and I totally get the golf course concept is a very good. So well, some well, they're not holes, but ranges or areas will be targeted towards like handguns. Will some be targeted towards long range?
Absolutely. So the plan is there'll be a range with a range house, which we went and visited today, and we saw some of that construction that's going on.
Picture.
So at the range itself will be a like a long gun range, and then you'll have your handgun range, and then they'll also have a long distance rifle sight on a different location. Nice. So there'll be everything, basically everything that you could desire in that. And it will be at an elevated scale at a level that nobody has here in this area at the time. The goal for it is even to move into like kind of competition and maybe possibly hosting like county police and SWAT team and allowing them different accesses. We already work with the SWAT team now, and they actually do their certifications here at Rockford Grange. So we hope to expand on that with them. That's a really nice community service too, as well, that you guys are doing, allowing them, because I know they look for places all the time to expand their training and different situations. So that's very cool. Well, I'm that part is very cool. And then let's shift back to the cycling. You're hoping to actually, well, this will be the future home of the don't let me botch the race name, but the Bear Hollow Big Sugar. Yeah, Big Sugar Gravel. The Big Sugar Gravel. The 100 race. Yeah. So the 100-mile race comes through McDonald County, as many of us are familiar with. Okay. And that race actually now comes through Rockford Grange property, coming off Laughlin Ridge, and comes through about 4 miles of the ranch. So it already comes through the property now. Currently. And will again this year. And we expect, I think, around 1,500 riders and then another 1,500 supporters here on this site as the aid station. So this is mile 73 on the 100-mile race. And I would love to come back. Like, hopefully you'll shoot me a message, or I'm sure I'll be aware of it. But I would love to, I imagine there's some kind of like, I like any live sporting events. I'm that person because I'm an energy person. So if it has energy, the event. Well, there'll be vendors. So we'll have vendors. So this will be our first year to really do it big. So there'll be vendors, and it'll be kind of an entire day setup as we anticipate the racers arriving to this aid station. For a person who wants to just like learn a little bit more about it, or just kind of get into the excitement, a great idea would be to come out to one of these events. And when there's just the vendors and on the vibe going, and just see. Absolutely. See what it's a very big community. It's a big industry that's growing. So gravel riding is kind of new. So that's another reason why it's also new to this area, is because as a sport, it's still in its infancy. Yeah. And so part of what we're also doing is we're helping develop a gravel circuit for the county and for tourism also as part of this club project that we're doing right now. Okay. So in that, we're going to be raising both awareness, education, and the safety factor of utilizing our gravel roads, and helping embrace that for our community, but also make us more aware of exactly what we have. Because a lot of us here don't realize some of the most premium riding is right here in our backyard. Yeah. And you explained it really well to me earlier. I was just kind of explaining that I
had a general fear of, road hazards. But you were just explaining that if we can get the education out there and we can get things to, the proper signage, all kinds of things that can help road goers, drivers to feel, and bikers alike, to feel more comfortable about it happening in their area. People who don't have anything against it, but they're just scared. They don't want to hurt anyone or get hurt. And you have a very good plan. So I wanted you to highlight a little.
Yeah, so we're working with the sheriff and with MoDOT.
Yeah.
And so a lot of this trail system or this gravel circuit that we're developing is based on exactly where the sheriff wants traffic to lessen the amount of riders on our highways, especially the ones that are a little bit more snaky or loopy or more dangerous. We're trying to navigate where these trail hubs will be strategically and where the routes themselves will be. Also, we have Missouri Department of Transportation that is working on work orders for our highways. So that will help raise awareness for the driver specifically for protection for both the driver and the rider.
That's awesome. And I think that's really great that you guys are leading with that. You're leading safety first. And I love that. Another thing is really cool is the bike map that we've all been kind of hearing about. The buzz going around the county is a big push and initiative that you are working with in coalition with the McDonald County Chamber of Commerce in our effort to promote tourism with our director, John Newby. And so can you talk a little bit about that map specific and, your ideas behind that and how you hope that helps and just what you hope you can achieve through that map?
So the map itself, one, is for the chamber and the county to embrace these roads and this beauty that we have and make it our own. So that was the main initiative behind it, was the safety, the direction of where the riders are going to be, the location strategically of the hubs for our usage and enjoyment. So that way we can digest this 3,000-mile circuit and take advantage of it from each location. So you'll have locations like at Crowder, you'll have locations in Pineville, in Anderson, at the OZ Bike Park, in Rogers, in Gravette, in Gentry, in Pea Ridge. So you'll have all these different trail hubs that have access to portions of this gravel circuit and will introduce people safely to these areas of ride.
That's very, and later this year, you will be actually seeking some advertisers for
that is correct.
Some backers behind that map. Maybe anybody in NWA wanting to get either bicycling shop or something, help get a little advertising. So you're going to be out talking to folks soon.
That's correct. So right now we are actually pursuing sponsors for this map for the county. So McDonald County will be producing the map. We're looking for sponsors both locally in the county and strategic sponsors from Northwest Arkansas for placement of our maps there to raise awareness and help bring more traction to what we're bringing.
Great. And if anyone watching is interested, you can always get more information on the biking map coming up at the McDonald County Chamber of Commerce office in Pineville, Missouri. And their number is 417-223-8888. And you guys can also email info@mcdonaldcountychamber.org. This is a big push from the county initiative, and we are so excited. So we're excited about that. So, so let's a thing I like to do, an exercise I like to do is just like 5-year, 10-year. So 10 years, you're sitting here in this chair in 10 years. What is different about this place in 10 years? What's going on here? What do you hope is going on in 10 years?
Well, right now we're in the kind of groundbreaking portion of the launching of these clubs. So at this point, we're looking to bring in founding members that understand the vision. What we're doing and what will be happening here, this is the tip of the iceberg. So we are literally doing what has to be done. And then as we continue to grow the club platform and the club membership, we will be pouring and reinvesting into these sites every year.
So if a person is already interested because they've already either been out to a beautiful event here at the venue, or they just know of you by being a cyclist or a gun enthusiast, can people start? Are you accepting charter applications at this point?
So we will start accepting our first memberships at the end of June.
At the end of June.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we will do kind of a marketing launch and a awareness launch at that point.
Okay.
It'll probably be in a little bit of a similar time period as the map, honestly.
Okay, perfect. And we'll make sure to post links to all the socials where you can reach out and contact Bear Hollow Ranch about this. So, well, Rowdy, I think it's been a wonderful day. The spots that what we've seen today, people are really unbelievable. And like I said, I'm going to post some social media snip clips and some mini interviews I was able to get with Rowdy. But you really have to come out and see this place for yourself to see the complete breathtaking beauty that it has. And so I thank you so much for bringing me here today. I wish you guys immense success. I love the entrepreneurial spirit. I love that you are not afraid to dig in and have that. It's going to take time. It's going to take, things are going to, not come all at once, but so many people want instant gratification, and that's what makes people give up. So if you're a person that can hold out and see the long term, and it seems like you're going to be really successful. So thank you so much for having me here today. I appreciate it. And you guys at home, tune back next week for another episode of McDonald County 411. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Thank you.